Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany and this is Brits in Bloom. Today I'm going to be setting up my Plum paper planner that I'm going to be using as a home management system for 2026. In this season of life, I'm focusing on building the systems before perfecting them. So if you're ready to bloom in every season of life, you're in the right place. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's jump right in. So today you'll see me assembling the planner, and I'm going to talk you guys through how I plan to use the different sections. And I'm actually leaving a lot of room to grow with this planner. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it yet, but I do know that I want a home management system. So we'll be working through it throughout the year, and as things evolve, I'll let you know. So I'm going to open these discs. These are the 1.5 inch discs from Plum paper. So there's 11 discs here. You know what? Let's leave them in the pack. This is my first time Franken planning a planner, so I'm excited about it. So what I have here is a budget notebook from Plum paper and a 2026 weekly overview layout from Plum paper as well. I'm going to put them together. I don't know how many months I will do at once, but we'll kind of just work through it and see how it goes. In this planner, I have some add-ons like the home add-on, as well as I think I just have some extra like lined paper in this one. So I'm going to put them all together, again, leaving room for this system to grow throughout the year. And these are the Plum paper disc. They are 1.5 inches. So this is a disc bound planner. So I'm not sure which cover I'm going to use first. This is another cover that I have, and I want to say it's like their vegan leather cover. This is in the A5 size. So I think I'll start with this cover for the year. So let me move this out the way. Even though, isn't this one so cute, guys? I just love it. I wish I was able to care for plants and have them thrive like this. You know, one of my goals is to have a garden. So actually, maybe I'll use this for the springtime because I need my plants to be growing and thriving. Okay, let's see. This is my first time doing this, so we will be learning together. Let me set these on the side. So when I see people doing them, I usually see people putting the covers on first. So let's do that. Mm. If you all know of a better way to put these discs on, and this was probably not the best time to have my New Year nails on, but we're going to make it through. So now that that's done, let me make sure it's actually on the right side. Beautiful. Okay, so I did have this planner to start in December, but I wasn't quite able to get to it at that point, and I just stayed in my Sterling ink planner. So this is also just a reminder that, you know, even though it's planner season, everyone is in the swing of getting their new planners set up. Just a reminder, and give yourself permission to just take your time and it will come together. There's no rush. Okay, so let's move that over here a little bit and I'll walk you through this a little. So when I received the disc bound planner, it included just all the sheets that I requested, and then it has the tabs toward the back. So like I said, this one started in December. You do have your calendars here. You know what? I wonder. Okay, can you guys see that? You do have your calendars here. Then you also have an area for special dates. Um, this one, I think I'm going to use this spread for any like birthdays, anniversaries, um, anything like that. Any, vacations that we may go on. And this section, I want to use this for home projects, but there is another section under the home category with their home add-on that might also work for this. Okay, so like I said, we have December here. So I'm actually not going to put December in because that is over. Okay, so we'll start with January. So I think I'm going to let's just start with 3 months and see how it goes. So I'll go through March. Okay. And if you're new to Plum Paper, they have it where they grade out the dates that are for the following month. And so this is the end of March. And then you'll see April 1st right here. So you'll have that on your last week of March. And then you will also have those dates on the first week of April. So, and you see here that the March dates are grayed out. Okay, so let's do that first. Let's see, let's put these in. I'm probably going to speed this part up because I know it's going to take a long time. Or maybe not. What's wishful thinking? So when we're looking here, I'm going to turn to, they're not tabbed, but let me kind of show you. I ordered some extra sheets. So this is December 26th. So we're not ready for that. Let's take those out. And then I did order some different sheets here of blank paper. So we'll take those out. Okay, so this is just how the blank paper is. And I was thinking like if I wanted to print something on here and just stick it into my planner, I could do that. I am interested in making some kind of printables for myself. So I thought it would just be easier to print it on this paper, but we'll see. I also ordered some dot grid paper, and all these you can add on to your planner. So here's the dot grid paper. You guys see that? I also have some grid paper here. I ordered some to-do lists. And they just look like that. Very nice. And I believe these are the checklist pages. These are the checklists. I'm not sure how I'm going to use this yet, but we shall see. Okay, and then there might have been some extra dot grids on here, or I could have gotten something out of order. So, like I said, I did have a December start, so let me take that one out. And then we'll use our January, February, and March. This is a neutral planner. You can customize your planner to get it colorful, but I did choose a neutral planner, and I chose to have blank like columns and things. So I'll show you that too. So my extra sheets did come with their dividers as well. So for the to-do list, for the graph, for checklist, notes, and the notes. So let's put the January in first. You know, my discs are so big, I wasn't sure how much I wanted to put into the planner, especially because I'm adding the budget notebook in. So I just went with the largest disc to be safe. So I may actually be able to put more in the planner than I thought I would be able to. Okay, so then you get a lined notes page at the end of, yeah, it's at the end. Hold on, let's put this in and then we'll double check. So you get a lined notes page at the beginning and at the end of the month. So that's really nice. I think I would like to use those pages for like a brain dump or even like a monthly wrap up. Maybe even like looking ahead. I like to kind of look ahead, like, oh, I have this coming up, and that way I can put it in my planner. Or when you just have something come up and you don't really know where you want to put it in the planner, like you don't want to make it like a permanent space in your planner, just jot it down here. I think that would be really nice. So I wasn't gonna put all these sheets in, but let's see. So let's do a to-do list here. So let's have a to-do list here with those sheets there. And then, like I said, I don't know how many of each of these sheets that I want for everything. So what I'm going to do, even though they have the different tabs for each one, I'm kind of not going to pay attention to that. I'm going to do my own thing. And as I see which papers I'm using the most, then maybe I can put them on their own tabs. But I'm just going to put maybe like 2 or 3 sheets of each one in here. So we have some graph paper, checklist paper. This grid paper may actually be the graph paper. Do a few sheets of dot grid and a few sheets of the plain paper or blank sheets. These discs are trying to give me a run for my money, y'all, but I am hanging in there. Okay, all right, so that is that. Then let's move on to adding the budget notebook into the planner. And you know what, too? I want some separation. Maybe I'll have like a little separation here. You know, it's much easier if I put it in from the right side. I don't know if it's just me or not. Okay, we'll have a little bit of separation here. I'm going to close this and then show you all the budget portion. So this is the budget portion. It has a page that says track and achieve your financial goals, understanding the goal of your budget, tracking your spending, use the 50-30-20 rule. And then it also has a yearly cash flow. There we go. And then a page, 2 pages, or let's see, the first initial page is your monthly expenses, notable expenses to plan for, my financial goals for the month, a sheet for your fixed expenses, and then it goes to your weekly assessment, fixed expenses pages, and you get per month you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then at the end of your month, you have a blank note section. And then it goes back to your monthly expenses from there. Okay. So let's do a few months of this as well. So let's see. I'm going to take all of this out. So that was 1, 2, 3. Let me just do one more. I think I might have 3 or 4. I didn't really count that well. Okay. So when you go into your next month, you will have, if you just put your plain notes page in, you will have that next month on the back of your page, okay? And I was just thinking, like, where's my home and section? And it's right here. I added it to the budget notebook instead. But I believe you can add it to either one. So let's put these pages in. This is so cute, you all. I'm very excited. Did I do too many pages? Let's break this in half. Okay, then let's get our other section. Okay, so now let's go. I know I'm doing a lot of flipping, but now I want to make sure you guys can see each section though. So as I mentioned, I added a home section, another notes section, and a blog section, and they're in the back of this planner or in this back of this notebook. So let's see if I can find it, because the way it comes, you kind of put your own dividers in between each sheet. Okay, so I think that's it. Yes, okay. So in this planner, I purchased an add-on for just line pages. I'm going to put a few of those in where I put those other pages. Okay, so I believe this is where starts the home section. Okay, so you have a area for your home service providers and your home maintenance. Let's move this out of the way for a second. And your home maintenance. So I was debating on using the page that just comes in the regular planner. This idea plans and goals for just different seasonal projects, but I have this, so I'll use that instead. And then you have a master cleaning guide, which I really want to use. They give you some, nice information about laundry. how to get different stains out, separating laundry, a fabric care cheat sheet, and laundry care procedure with the little icons. Also, this is what I'm really excited about. This is the gardening page and basic gardening terms and plant neighbors. I think this is too cute. I mainly want to grow, guys, tomatoes. Tomatoes are my favorite. Maybe cucumbers. We'll see. And then it has where you can plan out your garden throughout the seasons. Family favorites, I absolutely want to add here, and I want to streamline the our meal planning. Just kind of get rid of that decision fatigue. So if I have it written down, I know like our family favorites for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Any recipes that I want to try. So I think this is very nice. Also, the monthly goals. My husband and I did a kind of a family strategic planning meeting, and we came up with lots of goals for our year. So I think that this will be really nice to wrap all that up and have it down so everyone can see it. You have your home projects, a gift list, a shopping list. I don't need to be writing anything on a shopping list. I need to take a break from that. Um, this is for your monthly bills. I do like this too, so I'm going to incorporate this probably more into the bills or into the budget section, especially because it's on the back of the shopping list, which I won't be really using. So I think that's nice. And you get another yearly expense overview and important context. This is the this is starting the blog add-on that I added. So it gives you a monthly overview. You can write down your blog post. And let me go back to this monthly overview. So it has important dates to do this month, any post idea brainstorm section, any advertising sponsor notes, giveaway review notes, and blog priorities. And it's undated, so you can write in the months that you are doing your blog or whatever social media. I think it's pretty flexible. There's is a post schedule, a blog reflection, and your blog statistics. And then it does repeat. Let's see if there's any other. All of the add-ons I think are for 12 months. Just make sure when you are selecting your planner add-ons, just read um, carefully. They have descriptions for each add-on. Like one is, it can be like a section add-on. Um, it can be like, I think it's like section or tab add-on. Don't quote me, but I will list in the description box the ones that I chose. So yes, these are 12 months or 12 of these. And then you have your, let's clean this up a little bit, advertising and sponsorship reviews, your giveaway and contest. So any general information, affiliate contact information, winner contact info, any statistics. That's very nice. Expense tracker, very important. An income tracker, very important. So okay. And then you have your monthly overview, which, oh, this is so nice. I feel like the boxes are a little bit small, but I would just have to think about how I can write what I need to write in each box. But you can use like a key up here and just write little icons or different colors. I think it's a lot of flexibility with this one. Okay, so I'm going to put the home section in. And I'm going to put that at the beginning of the planner before the months. And that is what I really like about the disc bound system, the Franken planning of it all, is that you can design a planner to work for your needs. You can put your pages where you want them, what makes sense to you. It's very flexible. Now that I'm looking at all the neutral things that I chose, I'm like, oh, I need some color. So I'm going to add probably some stickers throughout the year and different highlighting. And, I will put this blog platform in here as well. But I'm going to put that in the back. And you know what? I have another folder here. One came with the notebook and one came with the planner. And then let me split this up. So so it's not too thick. I feel like I'm getting the hang of this. Wait, did I speak too soon? Okay, so let's see how thick she is right now. Okay, I have plenty of room on these discs. So I think maybe just think about how thick or how many months and weeks, or yeah, months, weeks, how much of the extra paper pages, like the line pages, the grid pages, and even how much of the add-ons or how many of the add-ons you want to add. Because I definitely have a lot of room, which is not a bad thing, especially if I want to add those pages on that I was talking about. Okay, so the last thing that I want to do is a kind of a mock-up weekly spread just to kind of see where I want to lay things out. So let's do that now. Okay, so like I said, this planner did start in December 2025, and I wasn't able to jump right into it just because, life, and I'm going to give myself grace for that. And I encourage you also to give yourself grace. However, I am going to use this section to kind of do a mock up of what I would like my other sections to be. Hi, baby. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over. You know what? Let me actually even take this out because isn't that the beauty of the disc bound system, you guys? So I'm going to take both sections out. And then I'm going to get my post-it notes or sticky notes. So I bought these. I think these are so cute. I got these from Amazon. And then I also have some older ones that are from Happy Planner. Let me get the other one. Okay, aren't these cute? Okay, so I'm going to use these sticky notes to do a mock spread. I don't know about you guys, but I always need something to write on. Like I feel like this table isn't enough, so I'm going to get something to write on. Excuse me. Thank you, baby. Okay, I am back a little bit later. My baby had some other plans, so I had to take a little break, but let's dive back into it. So I did use some post-it notes And here they are. They're the sticky notes that I got from Amazon. They aren't sticking as well as I would have hoped, but if I wanted to keep them here, I would probably just take them down. But it got me to thinking that I want to really make it a mock spread just so I have something kind of like a template to look back at. So I'm going to take these off and then we're going to just kind of do, like I said, a mock up. And I can refer to it as I go throughout the year and we'll see kind of how it evolves. So I am going to take these off and put them to the side. Okay, so I'm going to start here just writing in the headers for each section. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to name them, so I'm just going to put a random name, nothing too cutesy. Um, and eventually I do want to make some stickers and I can just use them week after week once I decide on what my categories are going to be. You can have your categories pre-printed as part of your customization for the Plum paper planners, but I wasn't sure and I couldn't commit. So let's hear for the first one. I want to do weekly home priorities. I'm gonna try not to get into the camera. And for my next section, I am going to do, I think, meals here. Oh, you know what? I want to use another color. That's okay. And I think I wanted to do for the next section, I had errands and any admin items. Okay. And then for the bottom section, my handwriting gets crazy at the bottom, so I want to do any like projects that I have for the house. And I always love noting like upcoming things just so I can keep things on my radar. And on this side, I want to do a brain dump or any, this is when the coil kind of gets in the way. Let's see. Brain dump or any test. Okay. And then here I'm going to do like a notes or a flex space. I'll call it notes, quotes, and flex. Okay, so I'm gonna try to take this out actually. I usually can't just write on the plain desk. I always need some type of extra cushion there. So let's say like for a weekly home priority, I would say maybe I would just write to myself that this week you need to slow down a little bit. And this week we also may need to, what else would I put here? Um, Maybe that we need to schedule an appointment. Okay. I could also put for meals, let's say we were going to do, and ideally I would start this top line, but that's okay. We're going to do a like Taco Tuesday. And I'm just going to skip some random lines and then take out for the weekend. Okay, errands and admin items. So usually we have something like making returns or that we need to go grocery shopping. And I am all about my budgeting this week, so I'll say an admin item could be like review my budget. Upcoming projects, I would say, let's say, organize storage area. And then for my brain dump, let's say, I'm like, what's a task that I usually have to do? I don't know, I'm just gonna, this is clean out closet, or we can say mow the lawn, uh, email teachers, things like that. And then for my notes, quotes, and flex space, I'll just put a uh, little quote that I'm thinking of right now, which is like little by little, getting things done. Oh, and then I also want to say, let's say maybe uh, library meetup, and then maybe I have some little tasks for the library meetup. So that could be used for like a little flex space. Okay, so then the next page. Okay, so for the right side, I am going to do my appointments and anchors. These can either be like schedule based, time based events, anything that impacts the household, like if we need an early wake up or um, maybe early bedtime. That's wishful thinking, but if we need one of those, and then any standing items, or let's see, let's just put some things down so we can have examples. So I tried to do this in a color pen, but my pen ran out and it was bothering me that everything was a different color. So 9:30 we have an appointment, and then or appointments. How about that? And then let's say since we see on our other page that we have a library meetup, we are going to say that. Here I want to say trash day. And here we're going to say maybe early wake up. For Friday night, let's say we have a date night. And definitely we want to get some fitness in, so we will say family fitness day. Okay, so I like how that looks. So let's open it up so we can see both sides. Again, so this is a mock-up of the weekly spread for my home management system. We have weekly home priorities, meals, errands and admin items, projects and upcoming items, any brain dump, task, anything. I mean, this is a long to-do list. So I wouldn't feel pressure to like do everything, but at least I'm getting it out of my brain and onto paper. Here I did notes, quotes, and a flex space. And again, on the right side, any appointments and anchors. All right, guys, that's it for the setup of my Plum Paper home management system. I'm really excited to see how this system grows and evolves with me as I use it throughout the year. Like I said in the beginning, I am really focused on building the systems and then perfecting them later. So, again, thank you so much for being here. And if you enjoyed this kind of intentional planning and want to see how this system evolves with me, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for what's coming next. Bye.